Hey guys, Hey, it's Chase Craig, and today I'm thinking about what beginner filmmakers usually overlook. Now, the first thing filmmakers usually overlook is money. And I don't want to be coy when I'm saying that. I don't want to sound like I'm being sassy or anything, you need to have a lot of money to make a movie, because that's not what I'm saying. In fact, the more money you put into a movie, usually the worse it gets. So, uh, that's not what I'm saying either. But it's a filmmaker tries to do too much too soon, and that's really why it's taken me so long to make this one movie, Homicide Crew and everything. The reason why it's not that nothing's being done, but it's taken a long time to do it because of how big of a project it is. And I've started, as a filmmaker, I've started doing small things and built my way up to it, and I'm not shooting in the Homicide Crew too fast. I think I almost tried to, and I knew how to slow it down. And that's because I know what I'm talking about. So you should hit the subscribe button, because I'm one smart fella. Anyway, the main thing that filmmakers usually overlook is location. The right location, as in the right place, some place that the actors and crew won't have too difficult of a time to get to, a place that won't cost too much money to rent or to get, whatever. So it also depends on how much money you have as a budget. If you don't have that much money, you probably don't have that much money to give $1,000 or $15,000 to a homeowner to get them to leave the house. There's always the question of having to go door to door to people's houses and say, "Can I use your house for a movie? Knock, knock. Can I use your house for a movie?" And in Kentucky, that's usually answered with and you don't want that. A lot of times for low-budget film, as an independent filmmaking and whatnot, it's using your own house. It's not a bad idea to use your own house, because you don't have to worry about $1,000 or $15,000 to rent the location. But it also depends on exactly where your house is, because again, I remember one time someone reached out to me and they asked me if I would be a second AC or whatever on something, and I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was like somewhere in some down an old country road and then another country road. The GPS took me right to it, but then it took me down this old small gravel road, and then I down toward this little concrete bridge that I knew if I tried to drive over it, I was gonna drive off this bridge. So then I had to back up this gravel road, back onto oncoming traffic, and then get out out of town. And that's kind of an example of what not to do. First of all, the person who reached out to me, it was someone that I know, or someone I knew, that reached out to me and asked me to do it. And they were doing it for someone else. Which, if you're directing a project, you should probably be the one reaching out to your crew members. You shouldn't reach out to someone to reach out to someone, but that's a whole other thing. But the specific location is the idea is, how much of a budget do you have for your location, and then you should have adequate parking for everyone, an adequate amount of parking, and easily accessible. The location should be accessible to any major road onto a major interstate, someplace that won't be too complicated to get to. I think that's the biggest thing I think is overlooked. That is locations, and finding the right locations. But of course, then again, just but also kind of like a word to the rise. It's kind of, if you are going to use your own house as a location, you should know the people, the cast and the crew. You should know who you're dealing with and not bring strangers. So that is a whole nother deal. That's why you shouldn't hold a casting call at your house, but filming at your own location is like not a big deal, unless you're living in a city somewhere and there's not adequate parking. I have to say, having adequate parking is probably the biggest deal on a film set. I mean, before you actually get onto the film set. the biggest deal on the film set is catering and coffee, having plenty of food and drink, so you can keep everyone's sugar levels as high as possible. That's pretty much it. Okay, if you guys can subscribe, merch and Patreon, and the links below, and I will see you in the next video.